there used to be these entire cabals, which was accumulative of the heroes, their girlfriends, and their journalist chamchas. And I think a lot of female journalists, especially, would do that to a woman. Used to shock me even then and shocks me now, because when they stand up and say, "Oh, we are feminists," I want to actually turn around and tell them, "Oh, really?" That time they never stood up for me, only because a hero had promised them their next cover. So they would be completely eating out of the hero's hand, or it was mostly dominated,
Yeah.
and there was a monopoly that was happening in that time. I never belonged to any camp. I didn't have godfathers promoting me. I didn't have heroes promoting me. I was not sleeping around with heroes for roles. I was not having affairs. So in a lot of cases, in fact, I was called arrogant. I know of an actress's sister whom they had written a completely rubbish piece about, and she took sleeping pills after that. Same actress actually used her boyfriend to remove me out of another 3 movies that I was signed for.
Ask any kid born in the 90s what films meant to them and what film actors meant to them. There was no social media, but that's why they were emotion. Raveena Tandon is an emotion to me and to every 90s kid ever. Today, joining us for a conversation is our Tip Tip Barsa Pani girl, only on Pink Villa. What's up? How have you been?
I have been good. How are you? I see you're back home.
Yes, you have always been an unapologetic person. Like, you have been brutally honest. Today, we revere people who are brutally honest in the industry, especially women who are brutally honest in the industry and in the society at large. Back then, that was not the point. You faced a lot of prejudices because of your outspoken nature. How many times did you lose out on films, and did you lose out on friendships because of that?
Many a times. I think there used to be these entire cabals, which was accumulative of the heroes, their girlfriends, and their journalist chamchas. And I think a lot of female journalists, especially, would do that to a woman. Used to shock me even then and shocks me now, because when they stand up and say, "Oh, we are feminists," I want to actually turn around and tell them, "Oh, really?" And they're writing these columns where they're being, ultra feminist columns. So it kind of surprises me, because at that time they never stood up for me, only because a hero had promised them their next cover. So they would be completely eating out of the hero's hand, or it was mostly dominated,
Yeah.
and there was a monopoly that was happening in that time. But yes, I may have not lost movies because of my honesty, no. But a lot of other heroines, I was never an insecure person, see, because this was not my be-all, end-all. I was very okay that, if I didn't make it in movies, I'll go back to doing what I was doing, and would be pre-production, post-production, or whatever, because it was not something that was, that I was living, breathing, eating movies. No, I wasn't. It was a part of my life. It was not my whole life. So I never played cutthroat politics. I never clawed on people's backs to climb up the ladder. No, I never did that. I never stepped on people's toes either. Whatever used to come to me, I never belonged to any camp. I didn't have godfathers promoting me. I didn't have heroes promoting me. I was not sleeping around with heroes for roles. I was not having affairs. So in a lot of cases, in fact, I was called arrogant because I probably was not... Yeah, because I was probably not pandering to, laughing when the hero wanted me to laugh, or sitting when, they wanted me to sit. I was doing my own thing. So I was called arrogant also many a time. And surprisingly, female journalists used to support that, would support bringing another woman down, who would just wanted to live on her own terms. And that's exactly how I wanted to be. I wanted to do things on my own terms and with my rules and my regulations, what I had set for myself, what my morals would allow me to do, and what I could do in a right manner. So it was a very, very difficult time. But fortunately for me, I still worked with the biggest directors. I did the best films that were coming up, and I carved a niche for myself, and I did it my way.
I know personally the things that you have faced. At any point, did that lead you to lose hope? But was there any self-doubt?
So, there were times, yes, when I used to cry myself to sleep and wonder why. I think my hurt mainly used to be, with the media and the misrepresentation of things that used to be. They would always prefer to believe the hero's version. Like I said, he probably promised them the next cover, whoever it would be. But the thing was that And they had these groups, they had these camps, so I know a lot of actresses who were best friends with media heads, and I really didn't know how to play those games, and I never did. Whoever my friends who are journals, like for example we've struck up a rapport, but it's not that I have sent you gifts or I've sent you presents or I've sent you stuff to say good things about me. We connect as human to human, as human beings, we understand each other. So that's what it is. But I didn't know how to do all that, send gifts and send cakes and send flowers and stuff to journalists to get into the covers and stuff. I never played those games. And what used to hurt was the fact that I came from a normal co-ed school. I was in a co-ed college. I had boys who were some of my best friends, still date. Some of my school friends are still my best friends who are guys. And I was brought up in that atmosphere. I was brought up equal. And suddenly here I was made to feel a girl who can't even say hello to a colleague or jump into the car and eat probably lunch, grab a bite from a colleague's plate and run because he happened to be a male. And the next thing you knew is that they're having an affair, or they're doing this or doing, and I would be like, but I mean, isn't it normal? And I used to actually ask the journalists who used to come with their female colleagues on the sets and say, you two traveled in an auto rickshaw together, right? Are y'all having a thing? So then why aren't we allowed to be normal? So this was my biggest question in that time. And in those days, I think I was quite the rebel and people couldn't handle it, So
absolutely.
I was like, aren't we being normal here? Isn't it normal? So I would think that the media is narrow-minded because they would not let women grow. They expected me to come on the sets, do a namaste ji and just go sit in a corner. No, but why? I mean, I have an opinion and I have a voice too, and that is what...
The best thing is that you, of all people, when things were true, even when there were link-up rumors and which were true, you have never shied away from admitting it.
No, I didn't. And I used to say, listen, in college, the college girls who were dating 5 different guys in a month, they, dump one guy and go on to the next. So over here, if I really want to date someone, why can I not? Why is it, wedding bells already before I've said hi, hello, how are you to a person? I mean, it's like there'd be articles, wedding bells, or really some really screwed up articles, whereas I come from a normal household, normally educated. I'm not someone, who's, it was bizarre. But they would make us sound like as if we are coming from some real bizarre, regressive part of society where we don't know how to behave in public. Those are the kind of stories that we had to deal with. That was when it would take my spirits down. Because for actors, your personal you might get humiliated in the office, or your boss might be nasty with you. It's a personal humiliation. You keep it yourself. Here, actors, humiliations become public.
Yeah.
It's a public humiliation that you face. And actually, in those days in the 90s, the magazines used to revel in this. I don't know what sadistic pleasure it used to give them, but it used to give them pleasure to see a person's downfall, I believe. And I mean, that is what it used to be. If you would not cater to a request from a journalist or something, they would take revenge on you on the next piece. It was literally like that. You were in that, and there was no social media to back up your claim or to reveal the truth that now you can, and that's when you felt powerless and completely helpless. And I was just discussing with someone, I said, there are so many who gave up in those days. I know of an actress's sister whom they had written a completely rubbish piece about, and she took sleeping pills after that. And she actually wanted to kill herself. And if she had, in today's day, that would be called appetite to suicide, right? Yeah. So I was actually asking someone that, I mean, can I at some point actually sit up and sue those people? I can name those people at the tip of my hand who took it upon themselves literally to take, personal revenge. So when the others write also, I can identify with them when they say that there is an entire cabal that actually then becomes a group, setting out to target you. That is the only point where it would. While personally people knew me, and personally people would come and tell me that you're not at all like how the magazines write about you, so why do they write such shit about you? Personally people would come and tell me that. So I think I never lost movies because of that. Yes, I lost movies because of some politics, but like those politics, again, I believe happen everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I was coming to. There were a lot of times when I have read and I've heard you, even without naming, sometimes with naming, that there were a lot of times when actors got you replaced. Not many people actually talk about these dark truths that have been a part. This is a part of the industry even today. You know, there are actors who get other people replaced. That has happened to you.
Yes, that has. These things used to happen. Whereas I have never ever got anyone removed in my life. I've never played politics. I've believed in my own work. I've never believed to bring another person down to shine myself. But yes, other people have done it. And they have played politics, and that same actress actually used her boyfriend to remove me out of another 3 movies that I was signed for. You know, so these things did happen. They do happen. And yeah, people say, oh, forget it, forgive it, move on. And you know, everything. But yeah, you do move on. But these are things that somehow you don't forget because you're scared that it'll happen to other people, these kind of politics. And actually it should not be. Where has kindness gone? Where has good upbringing gone? Where has healthy competitiveness gone? You compete with people with your work, with your hard work, not with playing politics and bringing another person down, because that ultimately will bring you nowhere.
Yeah.
Ultimately it will always be your talent that will carry you through. And how much ever it was tried, how much ever it was, but I think ultimately somewhere my sincerity, my hard work, something paid off.
But thank you for doing
Thanks
this
a
for
lot.
us. It's like I say, it's always lovely to talk
It's
to
a
you.
pleasure. Call me
And,
anytime.